Now is the time to be petrified and perturbed all rolled up in one, since several creatures from the depths of the oceans will shock both you and me. All the clips you'll see have a very common message that you should never at any given time find yourself alone on the beach. Face-off against a hippo. You thought that sharks are the scariest in the deep water? Think again. You've not met the hippos. They are the worst. They'll give you chills and chase you to your death. Two buddies who were busy fishing in the Democratic Republic of Congo almost capsized and drowned when a giant hippo attacked them. The massive animal pushed their boat from the bottom with massive strength. Both men were not prepared for the attack but managed to hold the boat firmly. One of the guys tried to reach for his gun and fired, but the hippo was relentless and continued with the chase. This video ends on a rather cliffhanger. We don't know if the hippo succeeded or whether the fisherman managed to get away. Sea lion steals man's spot. The sea lion noticed that humans have a luxurious lifestyle. The creature then decided it was a good idea to take a dip in the swimming pool. A few minutes later, it decided to relax on the lounging chairs near the pool. As per the hotel staff, this sea lion, now known by the name of Wendy, is a regular at the hotel area and takes long naps in the lounge area. It doesn't harm anyone, but people are advised to steer clear of it. Hammerhead shark, close call. A woman, while enjoying a coffee at a splash resort Panama Beach in Florida, noticed a hammerhead shark swimming in the shallow waters. The shark was just a few meters away from a swimmer when it made a turn towards him and came rushing at him. Everyone was in a panic until they noticed that the shark's real target was the fish it had spotted and snatched in no time. Shark attacks woman feeding. If someone can go to the zoo and get attacked by animals while feeding them, it only means that the same can happen when the animals are in the wild, in their natural habitat. One Australian woman was bitten by a shark which she was hand-feeding. A group of these tawny sharks did not just bite her, but pulled her into the water, wanting to get an even larger pound of flesh.
There's one right behind you.
These sharks are placid species with powerful jaws as well as countless rows of sharp teeth. It was a good thing that her friends were all around and were able to pull her out immediately. Who knows how much damage these sharks would have caused. Monster fish attack. You should always be very keen before putting your hands in water. A few friends got the shock of their lives while surfing for the fish at the side of a southern 4-mile beach in Cairns. One of the friends, John, tried to bait the toadfish with a small fish. He knew that a toadfish is one of the ruthless predators. His friends had warned him against it, but he wanted to go for it. What happened next was truly a close call. The toadfish could have had John's hand for breakfast if his friends had not forewarned him. Crab pod caught a croc. A few friends came out to camp at Cape York, Queensland, Australia. They'd planned to stamp out the crab pod while fishing. When they went to check if there was anything in that pod, they were amused. There was a deprived croc that had been entangled in a crab pod. They were shocked and did not know what to do. They reached out to the staff helpers who brought out knives and brooms to muster out the croc from the entanglement. The croc bit the net and helped himself by using his first hand. He was free and safely got back into the waters. I'm never going swimming ever again in the far north of Queensland. Run-in with a shark.
If you're playing in the water, it's a good idea to keep your eyes open, and you're never too young to learn this.
It's not every day that a baby girl meets up with a black-tip shark in the open waters. This little girl was having a nice time with her family over the weekend in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. She was super happy gambling with waves when all of a sudden she came out running and crying. She'd encountered a shark, and it wasn't any other shark, but a black-tip one, as per the recording they had. The shark could have gone for the little girl's feet, but her strong and intuitive sense saved her from that ordeal. Swordfish that almost stabbed. If you want me, here I come. In a boat at the center of the Gulf Stream in the North Atlantic, a group of friends came for some fishing. After some time, they'd already caught up to 4 fish, and now they were targeting some big-head fish, such as swordfish. Their target had already lost quite several fish and was ready to avenge them. She came out of nowhere and started to attack the fishermen on the boat. The swordfish created a lot of mayhem, and in the end, one of the friends was injured. These are not the ones that end well. Orca meals on the beach. Killer whales are said to be super geniuses when it comes to their attacks. At this beach in Ponta Norte, north of Peninsula Valdez, Argentina, we get a full preview of orcas in action. Always on the alert to hunt any baby prey they find on shore, whether it's a sea lion pup or a bird. Most sea lions practice swimming close to shore, unaware of the fact that it's orcas' season to hunt. They always have a large appetite for birds and anything else they find. Aggressive swordfish at the beach. Clueless about what might happen at the beach, these fellows decided to organize a beach party at Atlantic Beach on the boardwalk. A swordfish arrived fashionably late and stole the show. These fish believe that all that is associated with the river belongs to them, and that is why one of them came out abruptly, ready to attack the crowd. It came out to show aggression towards them. The humans were, however, very nice, since they helped the fish get back to the water. Impaled by Marlin. The minute you decide to go and catch the heaviest and fastest marlin fish, be sure to do a body comparison. It could turn out to be much more than you'd bargained for. Elaine Chang and his buddies went fishing about 25 miles into the Kanahoo when they came face to face with a giant marlin. Even though they managed to kill the marlin, somehow it hocked its long dorsal fin on Chang's leg to avenge imprisonment. Chang was then trapped under the 500-pound weight of a marlin. Although he had nailed such a great catch at that specific time, he was only worried about his leg and whether he'd be able to ever walk again. By a stroke of luck, the fin did not touch any major arteries, and this helped him heal pretty fast. Disoriented shark. A disoriented shark was seen in Peru, somewhere in La Perouse, New South Wales, Australia. It seemed that the shark did not know where it was headed, and although an entire crowd of people were ready to help the shark go back to the water, the shark was in no mood of going back. It continued to swim towards the bay with people. It was trying to go deeper into the sea, but it seemed that it had forgotten its place, and as the people called the police, they sent a chopper to patrol the beach. Fish attacks man. It's bizarre to bait the tarpon with dead bait in your hand. This silly little action can end up in you losing your arm. This man swung his arm inside the water to bait a fish, and lo and behold, a tarpon was ready to bite his hand. The man tried his best to remove the tarpon from his hand, but the grip of the fish was stronger. Other people also came to his rescue, but it was all in vain. It was just by luck that the tarpon got bored and went back into the water, leaving the man to attend to his injury. Surfer escapes shark attack. Riding the glorious wave is super cool. This is before you get into danger and face an attack from a sea creature. This was the case for these friends who were surfing in the Murray River somewhere in Australia. It's one thing to encounter this trouble while swimming. It's an entirely different scenario when you're not such a great swimmer. But wait, should you be swimming if you're not such a good swimmer? One of the surfers described how they kicked the shark with their foot at least twice. It's this action that enabled him to lose the shark, and all the sharks meet at the beach to discuss this unusual incident. Hand stuck in giant monkfish. Some of us truly believe that a fish is dangerous only when it is in water. This myth can be easily debunked, since one fisherman was bitten by a monkfish that had passed away a while ago. From this man's expression, you can tell that the fish had sunk its massive toothy jaw into his hand. His friend tried to free him from the jaws with very little success. Luckily, he retrieved his hand and it was not injured. Seal attacks man. A seal was caught making lots of noise by a river as it searched for its baby. One swimmer who was nearby was clueless that he was in seal territory and got caught in by the huge animal. The seal was helpless and sensed imminent danger and attacked the swimmer. People at the shore started screaming as the swimmer tried all his ways to free himself from the seal.
Get out! Get out!
Finally, some people came to rescue the man from the agitated seal. He only got a few minimal bites on his legs and back. A fighting shark. Many fishermen worked hard at fighting an aggressive tiger shark. This was at the Boggler River in New Zealand, where they tried to trap this huge shark. It was one risky task, as this tiger shark is popular for eating anything and everything, including severed human limbs. The tiger shark might be in a cradle, but from the look of things, everything was out of control. It constantly flapped its tail and did not let anyone come near. Finally, after some teamwork, the team was kept down. Sea lion reacts to girl. The fact that this scene plays out is evidence of poor parenting. Captured in 2022, this little girl is seen playing with the sea lion when the sea creature turns on her and reacts offensively. A man steps in and rescues the little girl before things escalate. Sea lions are commonly mistaken for seals. Sea lions have a high potential to injure and kill people. Anaconda escaped. A man somewhere deep in the Amazon forest met a 30-foot-long anaconda swimming through the river. He tried to grab the beast by its tail, but it escaped, swinging its tail. The swollen-bellied snake tried to free, but the man on the boat continued to try and grab it. This footage was sent as proof of animal cruelty. The Environmental Military Guard and police set out to find the man, and once they nabbed him, he was charged $400. Whale surprise. A whale surprised two friends with its entry at the New Jersey coast. They thought they'd caught a gigantic fish. The footage begins with very frantic movement in the water. Then what follows is thousands of little fish coming out of the water. Thereafter, a mighty whale comes out. Luckily, after all this hullabaloo, the two friends were not harmed whatsoever. Walrus sinks boat. This walrus, going by the name Freya, did not mean to sink the boat. It was all rather accidental. This giant walrus, weighing about 1,300 pounds, had formed the habit of sunbathing on boats, and it was no wonder when it went to do the same in small boats in some countries, the boats sank under its weight. It's said to have been spotted in Germany, England, Sweden and Norway and other places in the European Union from October 2021 to mid-2022. The Norwegian Directorate of Fisheries then started to have some major concerns when it came to public safety and planned to execute the walrus in Osselford. A deadly sting. This man was spearfishing when suddenly he got stung by a sea devil roaming through the ocean. The sea devil is also known as the Portuguese man of war. But from how the man reacts, it's clear that the sting was very painful. More so, it's said that the sting lasts for a good 20 minutes. People who are not familiar with this very venomous sea devil easily assume it's a jellyfish. If you ever see a colony catching their prey, you'll understand why they are the way they are. They're pretty intricately dangerous. First, their venomous tentacles catch the prey, then they sting it and bring it in, then dissolve the prey into mush before feasting on it. Clingy octopus. This video was taken on February 26, 2019. The clingy octopus made a huge scene by diving into a diver's back and staying there for longer than usual. The GFC Tortello was conducting a sea dive off Torre del Greco in Naples. The octopus came out of nowhere and would not let him go, and even further got hold of his legs. After much struggle, he was able to cut loose from the octopus after a few more minutes. Before moving on to number 1, take a look at this video. The video shows two sea lions lounging and taking a sunbathe atop a seaboat. This was spotted somewhere near Olympia. Sea lions have to be the most unpredictable sea creatures around. They just go with the flow. Sea lions charge on a net to eat fish. As you can see in the video, hundreds if not thousands of sea lions just invaded this net the fishermen had laid out to catch fish, but these uber-smart animals knew how to score free food and they took advantage of the opportunity. It seemed like one had seen the tons of fish all together and fetched all the sea lions it could find. They attacked the net and you can see them devour the fish. These noises they're making are probably happy sounds, showing how satiated they are after the meal. We're glad that someone was smart enough to film this rare sight, and even better that they uploaded it on the internet, because these are the kinds of incredible incidents that can just make your day. That's all the time we have for today. We'll catch you on the next one.